All right, we're talking about constructing perpendicular bisectors and making sure we have a line that's long enough. Now all of these should say centimeters. All right, so now that we've got that, our instructions say to draw the line segment, then construct a perpendicular bisector using a compass. So I need to create the line segment that's here. This one says 6.5, so I'm gonna go from here to here and create that line. All right, now that I've got a line segment, I'm going to use my compass. I have two endpoints already. I know that this is 6.5 centimeters because I just did that. And I'm going to set the reticle on either endpoint. One thing that's really important to notice, my radius needs to be longer than halfway through my line segment. So at this point, this pole out here will be longer, but this one would not be longer. So I can use this, but I can't use this right now. Otherwise, my arcs won't touch. So I need those arcs to touch. I'm going to go and create an arc on top, an arc on the bottom side, and then I will do the same thing from the other endpoint. Notice I'm not changing the radius, I'm not changing any measurements here. I am just creating arcs using the instruments that I'm given. All right, once I've done that, I have 2 points here that I can connect. To create my perpendicular bisector. Now you'll remember that a perpendicular bisector means that this angle right here is going to be a 90-degree angle, and both of these sides are going to be the same length. All right. If I move on to XY over here, I'm doing the same process. I've got 7.2 centimeters, so I'll go from 0 to 7. I'll count 2 more tick marks, 1, 2, and place my endpoints on. And then use my compass, placing it on the endpoint and making sure this is going to be longer than halfway to create an angle on one side and an arc on the other side. Okay. Then I want to do the same thing on the other endpoint, making sure that I'm going to have arcs that cross. All right. Now this one doesn't cross, so I'm going to need to go back and just make it a tiny bit longer. Once I've done that, I'll connect the 2 intersection points that I just created and make the perpendicular bisector where this is a right angle and these 2 sides are equal length. All right, the last one over here, I've got 8.7 centimeters. So I will go to 0, 8.5, 6, and 7. Create my endpoints. Use my compass here to go to one endpoint, making sure that this is longer than halfway, and creating an arc on top, or on one side, and an arc on the other. Then going to the opposite side, setting my reticle on the opposite endpoint, using the same hole, and creating one more arc that is going to cross the ones that I just created. Then I will connect those 2 points. Now this one I wasn't very precise with where I put my line, so I'm going to have to redraw it here. Okay. And again, this is 90 degrees, and because it's a bisector, these 2 are equal length.